Hi guys, I'm bringing to you another mediumship video. This one I was doing stream today and they came through when I was doing a reading for myself. So sometimes I do these like reads for me during stream because, you know, people like the demonstration and they like to like see what's going on with you. So I do a reading for myself and all of a sudden this person clicks in and it was Layne Staley from Alice in Chains. And it's funny because Layne Staley and I didn't really focus too much on Alice in Chains when I was, you know, younger. It was like 2 years ago, all of a sudden, like somebody compared the way I sung, the way that I extended vowels to Layne, and I thought, oh, that's weird, somebody does that too. And it never occurred. Fast forward, I get it. I start to listen to their music. I listen to Alice in Chains and I'm like, I get what they meant. The way that the vowels are like extended and it's like so much power behind the way that he sung. So I'm going to raise my vibration and we're going to bring him into the space and we're going to find out what he wanted to talk about, because he wanted to, during my stream today, he alluded that he had messages. So we're going to find out. So we're going to take a deep breath. Think about everything that connects us to Layne and his voice and his music and what we love about him. I call in my spirit guides to help me ground and to help bring Layne into my space to have a conversation. He says, I am here, little one. Okay, I'm just going to ask him a couple questions. I always ask spirits what they remember when they crossed over. He's saying he just fell asleep. Television was on. And I'm seeing the couch and I'm seeing a photograph in his hand and him passing out. Apparently, he's talking about how he used to talk to pictures when he was alive of people that had passed away, and he would do this a lot. He would keep them in his wallet, and he would take them out, and he would study the outline of their face, and he would speak to them with his mind. He said, I did this to help keep them fresh in my mind and to help for me to connect with them. I didn't know I was connecting with them, but I was hoping I was connecting with him. He did this before he passed. So he passed serene, like he passed well. He says it didn't really matter when he went in his mind. He knew he was going, so it didn't matter when. Like he had that kind of like adapted theory for passing on, and whether or not he grew old or not, it was the carpe diem theory of seize the day. He says it was the seize the day mentality. He's like talking about how there could have been other things like tragic van accidents or car accidents or things that could have gone wrong on stage. So at that point, it's like a peak, a mountain. Like everything came to like a head with his music career, and then it like fell downward, and it was like calming down a bit, and he didn't mind that part of reality at all. He didn't mind that, although it stung. I'm getting a lot of like shaking, like I feel like vibration in my back. Like I feel like he was progressively getting achier and complaining about his joints. He says it was a relief. All right. I'm going to ask him to go through his life to see if there's anything he would like to add. And we could start from your childhood, Layne. If there's anything in your childhood you would like to tell your fans or just say. He begins to say that his childhood was a bit isolated. Feels like somebody's in the hallway. He said he grew so fast as a child. Looking back at it now, like he grew quickly. He grew into his body. He's showing me like family photos. He's showing me standing close to family, school events, seeing a lot of scribbling, a lot of doodling. He called himself the madman. I'm the madman. And he was like always doodling these drawings of like crazy faces and stuff. And he says it's gonna come out anyway in the book. So he says he's happy his notes, his book is coming out. He's happy about that. He doesn't feel as notable now. He has no stress about it. No stress about it at all. I'm like, he's like fast forwarding. He's like, I'm done with like childhood, whatever. So he moves us to like mid-adulthood, and I'm seeing the performances. I'm seeing the stage. I'm seeing loneliness and feeling let down. Like somebody keeps canceling on me. I want to see this person. They keep dodging me. He says it was very much unrequited love. He wanted to see everyone kind of go their own way and turn into the responsible adults that, you know, he wished he got to see almost with them. Like, it's weird. He's like referring to them being like more responsible like later on in life than, you know, when they're performing and doing all that stuff. So He says he wish he could have seen like them settle down, and been more part of his bandmates' families and family moments. He said Jerry was my brother, no doubt. What a connection. It's like two very, like if Layne was like a light color blue, Jerry was like a royal blue. Like they just complemented each other like energetically. He says to Jerry, this is a message for him, be strong. I love you, brother. He says it's a private matter. Like, okay. He wants to say he's full of light. Bright light. Words. Poems. Stories. He's full of all his memories. Good, bad, but he's not sinking low into them. He gets to view them and cherish them still. He does not want to come back to Earth. He said, no. Been there, done that, around the moon, around the sun. Traveled everywhere. He's referencing like actually speaking to somebody that was a spiritualist, I guess, on tour. It comes off as a moment when they like stopped off in like New Orleans or something, and he actually had an appointment with a spiritualist for a reading. It's making my teeth hurt. He said she had talked to him about his lack of wisdom and his heart is need to move on from grief. She advised that it was going to kill him. And he was like leaning back in his chair, and he just like came forward, and he was wearing like pointy boots, like cowboy boots, and like I just hear the chair creak, and like his feet hit the ground, like he was done at that point, like he wasn't listening. He respected the spiritualists and messages and stuff, but he said not that one. That one hurt. Like I'm feeling that achiness like in my ribs, like it was hurting him physically. I'm not gonna tell you what he said after that, because then he was like, and then I got blank. So he says he's still present on the earth. He guides a lot of people, guides a lot of singers and songwriters to get low with themselves, get low and acquainted with the lower energies, to bring yourself up. If you're able to touch down low, you're able to bring everyone up because you're able to touch on that. So he's saying that he's like a educator for that. And he's adding on that he does love to sing long notes. He loved to sing and feel the vibrations like in his body and like shake and move. He was like a songbird, you know, the way that the music kind of like echoed through him and the notes just kind of flew. He says, I'm here, death is merely a dream. And I'm like hearing all kinds of like pitches of like wailing guitars and instruments. So he's still practicing music. He says he's creating tracks for the future. And then he's gonna give this music to somebody, like a download. They're gonna think they made it, but really it's gonna have influences of his work. He's making these cassette tapes. Interesting. He says love is going to be hidden in the metal. He says that he doesn't have anything else. Is there any other messages to tell your fans that might be watching this? He says, I love you, and don't get hung up on every word in my notebook. See me as the person that I was. I struggled with addiction. I struggled in romance. I struggled in career. But I was a human, and boy, I could fucking sing. You like tell them that. And he says, I'll see you in your dreams. So that was interesting. Okay, I'm just gonna thank him. Thank you for coming into my space and for talking to me. All right. Okay. I hope you enjoyed. Sorry for the long pauses. You know, I try to go with the flow. Oscar speaking. I got freaked out at that one point because I thought, oh my god, there's like something's happening. I felt something, and I guess maybe it was just his energy was just roaming around, you know, trying to talk and walk. You know how that is. But alright, you guys, this is Jess, and I hope you enjoyed this reading. Alright, take care. Bye.